Today I want to talk to you about vocal exercises or vocal warm-ups. They're kind of the same thing. An exercise is what it sounds like, an exercise with notes, of breathing, something that you do to build skills as a singer. It can be scales, arpeggios, other sorts of breathing exercises. What I want to point out to you is there's many vocal exercises out there. Every voice teacher has their own, choir teachers have other ones. You can get them out of books. But what's important when you come and work through vocal exercises, it's not the exercise, but how you do the exercise. I have had students work on their own and teach themselves exercises that they get on the internet, yet they're still not making progress. And it's not the exercise, but it's how you do the exercise that counts. And here's an example. Say we're going to do a little staccato warm-up, something like this. Ha, 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 ha. Now, what a lot of my students do is things like this. Ha, 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 ha. Chins come up. So technically you're singing the notes, but you're not using the right coordination to make it work smoothly. These are things that are really difficult for beginning singers to figure out on their own, because most people are not aware of their habits. They're not aware of what they're doing with their chin, what they're doing with their tongue, what they're doing with their posture. So again, you can sing the exercise correct, but still not be doing it right because you're using extra tension or other muscles that are not required to be engaged, yet people do anyway. So once again, it really helps to have some vocal training from someone who can spot that. I can look at people and tell if they're doing it right, and I can hear what they're doing, what's correct or not. Now, once you've had some voice lessons, I think it's much easier to know what to look for. Once you're aware of what your habits are, what you're trying to achieve in the coordination practice, and way things should go, then at that point, you can kind of guide yourself to an extent, either by videotaping yourself, like I'm doing to myself right now, or singing into a mirror, which I admit is really hard to do, but you can watch those little habits that can come out and sabotage your singing. Again, nothing wrong with vocal exercises. They're great, and there are many ways and many skills that you can learn, but it's important that you do them correctly, and that's with the correct coordination and without tension. So keep that in mind when you work on vocal exercises. I advise anyone who really wants to sing to look for a teacher at least for a few lessons to get an idea of what to work on, because again, we're creatures of habit, and if you learn to do things a certain way, they could create a habit for you which is harder to break later.